What minis are OP and what minis should you avoid at all costs? This tier list video is your answer. And don't worry, it's not just me speaking my own opinions. I got the help from all these pros to make the most perfect tier list possible. Starting with the F tier, the minis that you should avoid. Starting with the Witch. With Archer being so relevant in the meta, she just takes out the Witch so quickly, even with the HP buff. And the skeletons that the Witch spawn will feed into the Skeleton King's revive ability, which means you're just gonna feed more health to the Skeleton King when he revives with like full HP. And now we've got the Pekka. She has such a slow attack speed, and to be honest, she has not been strong for months, so I don't know what else to say. And then we got the Valkyrie. She takes so long to deal damage, even with his first star. And in this meta, players just don't play melee minis next to each other in the front, so she cannot get a lot of value with that spin attack. Now moving up to the C tier. These minis are weak, but they are useful in a few scenarios, starting with the mini Pekka. The Dissipate nerf was definitely a big blow to him. Now he can only delay supers and not really stop them for most melee heroes, such as the Barbarian King. So you might as well use the Ice Whiz instead to slow the minis instead of like dissipating them. And now the only thing he can dissipate is my desire to use him. Then we got the Wizard. He can be taken out by the Archer so quickly, and the Spirit Goblin just takes his place in the Barbarian King 2 Elixir deck. And we also got the other Wizard, the Electro Wizard. Archer is once again a big problem for the E-Wiz, and he is overshadowed by the Magic Archer too, who just deals way more damage and gets way more value. And we also got the Lumberjack here. The reworks were meant to help him, but it kinda make him weaker. He's used to be used as a mini tank, but now his HP is nerfed, he can't even do that. And he is quite overshadowed by the Healing Ranger too, because the Healing Ranger can increase hit speed and heal at the same time with the 3rd star ability. So definitely use the Healing Ranger over the Lumberjack. And now we got the Guard. He's so overshadowed by the Knight as a better 2 Electro tank because he's just way more versatile and has better stats in general. So there's just no reason to use the Guard in any deck. And last but kinda least, we got the Musketeer. She works kinda well with the Archer Queen, but the Archer Queen is not meta, so she does not have much other uses. I say she is a pretty balanced mini. It's just that this meta is not the meta for her. And now we got the B tier. These are average minis and they can work well in a few decks, starting with the Golden Giant. With the Royal Champion being less relevant, there is less need for the Golden Giant's 1st star, so some decks are choosing to use the Giant Skeleton instead, but he's still an overall solid tank. And now we got the Miner. Last meta, he was very popular in Barbarian King 2 Elixir decks, but now Spirit Goblin kinda replaced him, and the reworks mean that he now plays a pretty minor role. And now we got all the annoying ones, the Clash ability minis. These are all minis that are hit or miss, so it really depends on their luck, the RNG. They are very popular in Skeleton King decks, and for the Fisherman, he's pretty popular in Monk decks. And now we got the Battle Healer. He works amazing in Monk decks because it helps to keep the push alive so the Monk doesn't get killed so quickly. But she isn't used very much with other heroes, which means the highest I can give is just B. And now we got the Knight. He's a quintessential mini in almost all Barbarian King 2 Elixir decks. Barb King players play him all night long. He's a great and versatile tank, but he doesn't do anything very game-changing for the A tier. Then we have the Swordsman. The extra energy cost definitely had an impact on him, but a 2 or 3 star Swordsman is still pretty scary, and he is still in almost all Monk decks. And now we got the Giant Skeleton. The rework was definitely a factor in why he got stronger, but the main reason I'd say is just the increased usage of the Monk and the decreased usage of the Royal Champion. This means players are starting to switch from the Golden Giant to the Giant Skeleton to counter Monk and sometimes the Barbarian King instead of the Royal Champion. And then we got the Royal Ghost. The Clash ability can be a big annoyance and is used very frequently in Countess decks to protect the counters from anything attacking him. But other than that, he makes barely any impact after the Clash ability. Then we got the A tier. These are great minis and I definitely recommend using them. First we got the Magic Archer. He can ramp up damage so quickly with his first and second star, and he just shreds through the backline, so he's a must-have in SK Clash decks. Then we got the Mega Knight. Despite the increased energy cost, you can usually still get at least one super, and that can impact a lot. So he's used quite frequently in Monk and World Champion and Countess decks. So he's used a lot in those like off-meta decks that aren't Barbarian King 2 Elixir or SK Clash. And now we've got the Ice Whiz. The slow is so powerful. It can shut down a Countess or a Monk single-handedly, which is why he's one of the most important minis in Barbarian King 2 Elixir decks. And then we got the Healing Ranger and the Dark Goblin. They kinda rely on each other actually. The Healing Ranger heals the Dark Goblin and gives him the hit speed increase with his third star ability, and the Dark Goblin can just deal insane damage. So you see this being used in World Champion, Monk and Shield Maiden decks. It's such a powerful and fun combo to use. Try out. And then we have the Barbarian. Another essential mini in Barbarian King 2 Elixir. It synergizes with Archer so well with his third star ability, and the +1 damage from the Barbarian King means that he can now deal 2 damage per hit with his super quick attack speed. That just is amazing. But not as amazing as this S tier mini. This is by far the best mini in the game, and it is, by no surprise, the Archer. As predicted in my balance change update vid, which by the way, you can watch it right here. But I don't think I even need to tell you why the Archer is so strong. Let me just show you some clips. So, if you want to disagree, now is the time. Tell me in the comments about every single mini that you disagree in this tier list. I would love to hear your thoughts, and if this video hits 70 likes, I will make another tier list video, but for the heroes, so you know what heroes to use and not to use. And in the meantime, if you want to step up your Clash Mini game and be an even better Clash Mini player, you need to know these insane hacks for special tiles, because they will help you so much.